made a video a while ago comparing the real Impact Sport to the fake Impact Sport. So I wanted to compare more options. What I did was to compare the Beretta, which is just basic earmuffs with no protection at all, like no electronics, straight up. These new headsets called Axil, and I'll explain that in a sec. The fake Impact Sport and the genuine Impact Sport. These are just getting so much better and so much more like the real ones. It's really hard to tell the difference. I mean, if it weren't for the packaging that it came in, I wouldn't actually be able to tell the difference. I mean, how are you supposed to know whether or not white or black is better? So anyway, I took all these out to the range, and that was only possible because of the amazing support from the SSAA, the Sporting Shooters Association of Australia, who gave me permission to test these out on the range and also to record a video. Now, unfortunately, this bloody GoPro only ended up recording about 1.5 minutes, which is really just me packing away. So I wasn't even able to show the whole, like all the testing and all the results. Fortunately though, I was recording my screen, so I was able to capture the decibel readings for each of these. Now, I want to caveat the decibel readings because I did have an external dB meter which I was using to measure the decibel noise levels as well, but I found that both of them weren't really adequate. So both my phone and the audio, the decibel meter wouldn't really go over about 105, 106 decibels, which obviously it's not accurate. I mean, the report of a rifle will typically be around 160, 170 decibels. So let's just take that as the baseline. I mean, the dB meter was meant to be able to achieve 130 decibel readings. It didn't even do that much. I'm going to put it down to the type of microphone that I was using on my phone. Doing the readings, what I would do is insert the microphone between the two sides of the earmuff and try to create a seal to make sure that I was only getting the audio from inside, and then fire the rifle safely down the range. So the way that I did this test is to test the audio outside without any protection. Then I tested the Beretta. Then I tested each of these with the audio with the electronics both off and then on. And what I found was these didn't do too well. I'm surprised, but they didn't do too well. They did okay, you know, not bad, but not as good as, at least, definitely not as good as that, but at least not as good as these. For each of these, I'll put the ratings up on the screen. So what I'll do is, as I talk through these, I'll put the dB meter readings up on the screen, and I'll probably try to create a table for us at the end to show you guys the difference. So the Beretta, there's not really much to talk about. They're just earmuffs. You can buy whatever earmuffs. These ones did all right. One other thing, the only way that I was able to do this was with the incredible help of this Aussie company called Earjobs. I reached out to the guys at Earjobs, told them what I'm trying to do, asked them if they would be willing to hook us up with another pair of the genuine Impact Sports, and they just were so amazing and helpful. They actually sent over this and also these Axils. Earjobs is an Australian company. It was started by this bloke called Cam, who was attending too many rock concerts. He decided, you know, he needs to do something to look after his ears, and now they sell earplugs, earmuffs, and other ear protection. I had some issues with these Axils when I first got them, and they were like, I just went through their regular support, and they just immediately helped out. They're so great. Their customer service is incredible. These particular ones are crap, but their customer service at Earjobs are amazing. I mean, they obviously don't manufacture these. The first pair that I got were so out of whack, where it comes in the box like this, and when I opened it up, I couldn't even get it to like seal properly. I was doing all this stuff to try to bend these metal bits in and stuff like that, and I couldn't get them to form a seal. So they wouldn't even sit on my head. They'd sort of sit on my head like this, which is not even protecting my ears. All right, so I sent those back, and like I said, the amazing team at Earjobs sent over a brand new one, and the battery cover wouldn't even close properly. It wouldn't stay shut. So I obviously use Barbie sticky tape because real men use Barbie sticky tape and they drink their strawberry milk through a curly straw. Anyway, I managed to get that to close. Other than the quality issues in terms of the build, so the first pair had the bloody metal stuffing up. This pair has the battery cover not working properly. Other than those two issues, and how well they sit on your ears, so the whole hearing protection issue, these seem to work all right. They do have that directional microphone that I talk about in these impact ones. And for anyone who's new to the channel, what that means is when you're actually listening to these, when you've got the electronics turned on, you can hear the direction that the sound is coming from. So if there's something out to your left, you'll actually hear it only from your left ear. Whereas with the Razer headphones, you won't hear that. You'll hear just the noise, like the noise. So these were better than the Berettas. So we're gonna go, if we were to rank these, come in third, come in second. These will come in first, but I'll tell you why. These fake ones, I actually had to put a marking on the brand of these fake ones because of how bloody real and so identical they look to the real ones. These fake ones come in this box with this writing on it, and I put my camera on this to translate it. It says something like, electronic earphones, blah blah blah, and it's like 20 yen or 85 yen, which is like a few bucks in Australian dollars or something. But notice the difference. It actually just says electronic earmuffs, whereas the real ones will say Howard Leight on them. I mean, as opposed to coming in a box like this and, with a proper instruction manual. These were so bad that it was almost as if there was no protection. Even with the electronics off, and again, the quality of this switch has always been a problem on these crappy ones. They're always misaligned, so it rubs against the edge, and it's just so difficult to control. It's horrible. One of you guys asked, does the cover from the fake one fit on the real one? And even the plastic feels crap by comparison. No, the cover doesn't even fit. Nice. Okay, well there you go. Look at that, it just works. Man. Yeah, having these on, it was as if there was no protection at all. The quality was so bad that it just, it's there. I would call these dangerous. I would, in my uneducated opinion, I would say that wearing these is, you might as well just wear nothing at all. Just go buy a cheap pair of like dumb headphones. Don't buy these. And you can typically tell, they're the ones that are like 30, 40 bucks on eBay. The real ones were obviously the best. They brought the audio levels down to something I think like 93 or 93-ish decibels. I do believe that that is accurate on the readings because it's not so loud that it just sets the meter to maximum. It's low enough and you can clap and shout and scream and whatever else, and it gets to around the 80 mark. So, bringing something from like 160-ish decibels down to 90 is amazing. And then with the audio on, even cranked at full blast, at full volume, it still only went to like 95-ish decibels, which is reasonable because, the extra 2 decibels is the audio that you're hearing that you wouldn't otherwise hear. What I wanted to try and do was, on the audio, on the battery side, on the electronic side, I wanted to see if we can pull these apart without damaging them, because I do want to keep them I want to keep these as a specimen. Let's check the real ones. So let's compare the two. They both look fine. This one looks lighter, that one looks darker. Big deal, you can't really tell there. In terms of the thickness though, the genuine ones are actually thinner than the fake ones. The fake ones are thicker. You can, I don't know if you can see the difference there. You know, maybe we can put them that way. These are the fake ones. So that's interesting. Let's try them on the fake ones first, because that's not going to be as expensive if I make a mistake. Oh shit, I opened the wrong side. So it's not the battery side that has the stuff in it. It's the volume side. Alright. Okay, a little bit of a circuit board. We don't even need to take that thing off, I think. We can just maybe... Here we go. Look, even the pads are thinner, but seem to be, they feel better quality. This feels like cheap rubbish. Oh, I did it again. I opened the wrong side. Oh, and look what else. These guys have the foam around the speaker. So I've seen some videos on the internet of other people opening up these headphones and adding additional foam to just make them better. So I think it's assuring to know that they do that naturally. So let's try this side now. Oops. Oh, look at that. So immediately between the two, you can see this one has foam, additional foam around the outsides. This one doesn't. This one has a way bigger circuit than this one does, as in the real one has a better, maybe not, I don't know what better means, but way bigger circuit, more circuitry, more electronics. 2 screws holding the circuit board down versus 1. Even behind the circuitry, it's got additional foam inside there. So that looks really high tech. This looks dodgy. The screw that's in there has been like thrashed. I'm gonna have to really put pressure on this thing to open it. Oh god, it's actually, it feels like it's mounted to, oh my god, it's actually mounted to the volume knob. That's why, because they're using these, I'll put a picture up on the screen, but they're using literally a volume control thing. Cheap ass crap. All right, I'm gonna pack this up. We know that it's crap. This is really bad. This is so bad. So I'll put this back together. The thing that gets me the most is the fact that this is effectively creating a hole and a gap between the volume dial outside and the inside, where your ear is right here. I mean, the only thing protecting your ear is this much foam. Whereas this is pretty much sealed. You can see the silicon seal there between the volume control and the rest of the thing. And then there's just foam everywhere else. And then on top of that, you've also got some high quality foam. I mean, it's obvious that this is going to give you more protection, whereas this is going to give you none. All right, let's see how easily, if this thing can go back together. Let's see if we can do this properly. And we are set. Nice. Not too much damage, so they're still usable, I suppose. Now these things. Oh my god. I think I'm in shock at just how poorly constructed these are. Oh, and by the way, obviously I put my own batteries in here. The batteries that it came with are absolute rubbish. So, how can you tell? How can you tell the difference between them? There's no real way to tell the difference between them. without ripping them apart. So I guess for the moment, until these cheap Chinese manufacturers create identical copies of the packaging and start providing real manuals, there's really no way to tell, because look, they've even changed the battery enclosure, whereas now they're using the metal bits. They didn't used to do that. Also, can't even get these bloody things out. I'm a bit more careful with the good ones. So there's a QC sticker. There's a QC sticker on the inside of the genuine ones, and there's also some extra little sticker there. This doesn't have that, but that's the only thing I could find. Like literally everything else is spot on. Oh, and by the way, and the padding here is nice, like real nice. This is crap. You can actually feel the metal in there, and it's just horrible. So yeah, put this back together like that. This one gets to live because it's totes legit and will actually be used. Now, huge thanks to the SSAA, especially the SSAA St Marys indoor rifle range, and in particular their compliance officer, who just allowed me to be able to take the measurements and just prove through data just how bad these are and how much of a risk they are to anyone who's trying to buy them. And then even more so, a huge thanks to Earjobs. I don't get anything for any sales or anything like that, but please guys, do me a favor and support the company Earjobs. If you're planning on buying some, buy them directly from there. I'll leave a link in the description to this pair because I can highly recommend these. Definitely can't recommend these. But yikes, man. Yeah. And have a look at what else they have. They have like, ear molds and earplugs and stuff like that. They're great. If there's anything else you'd like to see me do to these, as long as it's legal, leave a comment in the description and I'll see what I can do. And if you have any other ideas that you'd like me to do, any other testing that you'd like me to do with these, and including the razors, yeah, again, leave a comment in the description. And until next time, hugs and puppies.